Hello, Frosted Fade here, and in this video I wanted to do two things. First, I wanted to make a tropical house song because I just love making tropical house music. And the second thing I wanted to do was to make the entire song only using the Flex plugin. Now, quick disclaimer, I did try to use the drums from Flex. There's a few drum kits in Flex and I just could not make it work. I spent quite a long time trying to get the drums to work and this is literally the best I could come up with. So yeah, the drums in Flex are good, not great. They're nothing to flex about.
If you pardon the pun.
So in the end, I just went with the tried and true splice for my drum samples, and it just sounds a lot better than anything I could have ever made in Flex with the drums. So this is the entire song. I'm gonna start with how I made the chorus, we'll go into the drop and then go back to the verse and then we'll listen to the whole thing. Okay, so let's start off with the pianos from the chorus. I have 6 different Flex presets playing the piano, and all of them are playing different variations of the chord pattern, with the exception of this Celeste pattern here is just playing a one note drone throughout the entire, I think the entire song. And so this is what they sound like all together. Then I just do a cutoff filter on this, so the pianos open up as they get towards the drop, just to get a bit of variation here. Now in the second pattern here, I just have 2 plucks playing the same chords, just with a different pattern to give it a bit more of that syncopated Kygo style tropical house vibe that I wanted. So that's what this sounds like. Now one other thing I did in the second part of the chorus and in the second part of the drop was just to add these staccato strings. I used 2 presets here for the strings, and the purpose of these strings were just to give some nice variation into the chorus and the drop. And so that's what this sounds like here. Now for the bass of the song, I really wanted like a slapsticky type bass, and so I managed to find 3 different presets from Flex that gave it the feel that I wanted. So this is what the bass sounds like. So those are actually all the instruments that I used for the chorus, and the only extra one that I added for the drop here was the lead sound, which plays the drop melody. And so I'll show you what that sounds like. I have 6 different presets here. 3 of them are playing a melody, 3 of them are playing a counter melody, which you can kind of hear. So I'll play them for you right now. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the drums of the song, and they're actually pretty simple. All I have is 1 kick, I have 2 snaps, I have this drum percussion filler which comes in every 2 bars. Then just to fill out the drop a little bit more, I added these percussion and shaker elements. Then finally, in the second part of the drop, I added these 2 clappity type loops, which I thought sounded nice, and they just add a bit more of the drum percussion sound that I want to the drop. Now these are all the different effects that I used on the song, and they're all pretty standard, just down sweeps, white noise, risers, and exhausts. And this is what they sound like when they all hit together. It was kind of interesting. I found this one bird sound that I thought added quite a nice tropical vibe to the drop and to the song, and that's what this sounds like. I found this on Splice, kind of random. but it actually adds quite a lot to the song when you hear it in full context with all the other sounds, so it's quite nice. I also wanted a tropical house fill that I could use just before the drop hits. So I recorded a pop getter being opened and sampled that and put that just before the drop hits. It's not really a drum fill, but it just provides a nice tropical house pop right before the drop hits, so I was pretty pleased with that. Actually, the video up top right now will show you how I made that sound if you're interested to see how I made that sound and put that in the song. Now, before I show you the entire song in full, I just wanted to show you a few elements here that I added in the verse. Now, the verse is pretty similar to the drop and the chorus of the song, just with a few less elements, and the chord progression had changed slightly. But the one thing I did add to the verse was this guitar here. Now, I really wanted a strummed guitar for the verse of the song, but Flex does not have strummed presets. So I had to make do with just like a finger picking guitar. It sounds fine. I have 2 different guitar presets here, and this is what they sound like together. So that's the guitars, and the one other thing I added to the verse was these strings here. And as you can see, I have a cutter filter here automated to the strings, which just open and closes the high frequencies of these strings just to give it a bit of movement in the verse, which is what I was wanting. So this is what the strings sounds like together. I have 3 different flex presets playing this string pattern. Now, the one thing I did do going from the chorus just before the drop hits was to create these 2 automation clips and put them on the master channel. This one here just brought the volume down a few decibels just to make the drop be a bit louder. And the second one was to use this cutoff filter just to remove some of the low frequencies, so when the drop does hit and you hit that kick drum for the first time, it just sounds a lot bigger than it would do otherwise. So that is how I made this tropical house song using the Flex plugin. And this song will actually be on Spotify, so if you want to check it out, check down in the description. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And just before I play back the song, the vocals that I got for this song were from Kygo's monthly class. I have another video on this channel where I review that class, so go and check that out if you haven't seen it already. So let's listen to this song, and thanks for watching.
Who cares about all the